Howdy y'all, this is AR Cavally, and welcome back to my channel as our intrepid group of heroes explores deeper into this cave, rebelliously deeper because they are not the these hirelings, these mercenaries were not supposed to, but they got gold on their mind. They're expecting to find some kind of giant treasure in here for some reason. They haven't found much yet. So last time they found a pit with a giant cave lion obviously stuck inside. No real good way to get it out without having to go down and kill it. They could sit and fill it full of crossbow bolts, and it would be helpless to stop them. But there's no real. They can't get anything from it. And I'm not going to give him any experience points for just sitting there and pin cushioning. All right, so how many exits out of this room? Just the one extra. Let's see. Or actually, yeah, we'll say that there's no noticeable exit to start with, because previously I had rolled a 1 and there was that. So they're going to have to go back, and they go this way. And area 4. Area 4 is a unthemed common area. All right, it's a chamber with no obvious purpose. Okay. Unknown purpose. Maybe they got around and smoked a knick in here. What do they discover? So that's the where. 3. Discovery plus danger. All right, so what's their discovery? Feature. 65. Okay, so it's a created shortcut. So they do find a tunnel. Maybe it was maybe it's like a softer, like sandstone or limestone or something that the shamans, or maybe the shamans had some kind of magic. Maybe they used little tiny elementals to dig through. So this is a shortcut somewhere. Wouldn't be funny if it was a shortcut into the pit to the lion. Well, he wouldn't be stuck. He wouldn't be captured. But that would be kind of funny. All right, and what's the danger? 1. A dungeon trap. 5 for a squirt trap. All right. So they find what looks like some kind of nozzle sticking out of the wall. But since this place is 5,000 years old or whatever, it's probably dried up. All right. I mean, like I said, so with dungeon traps. I don't know. It's the tech support guy in me. All right, but we know that there's at least one exit, and I think if it's carved, yeah, if it's carved, I'm going to give that's going to be the only exit. So that's 4. Nothing in there. Let's see what area 5 gives us. All right, where is it? 1. Unthemed unique area. 4. So open to the sky. All right, so we'll say it's another one open to the sky. Let's see, I guess if I were to switch back and forth between faction base and natural formation, it could be a kitchen. So I think this is, it looks like this particular place at one time, maybe this is where maybe they cooked their sacrificed meat or whatnot. It's open to the sky. It looks like there was a couple of different stone fire pits around. And let's see, what is there? 2 discovery and a danger. Man, I'm getting that a lot. But hey, it's a dungeon, right? You're supposed to have discoveries and dangers. Let's see what our other discovery is. Okay, it's dressing 2-5. All right, so they find a dead creature. Maybe something the lion killed, who knows? And it's probably not anything important, but let's see what kind of creature it is. 4 plus 2 is going to give us a 6. No, it's a humanoid. Huh. Okay, so that's they find a dead dwarf. Dead dwarf. How long ago does it look like this dwarf came here? Long ago? The higher, the longer, just in general terms. 4, so probably he's been here for several years. But you know what? I think this dwarf adventurer. Let's see. Does he have any treasure on him? Should I use the treasure tables or the let's see, what does a dwarf have for treasure? Is it even here? Dwarf. No. Does he have treasure? If he came by himself, then his friends probably or if he wasn't by himself, then his friends probably took his stuff. So I'm going to say it's unlikely he has anything worthwhile. All right. So no, he doesn't have anything worthwhile. It's just him and his rotted, moldering, his moldering beard and his desiccated remains of flesh, tight dwarf flesh wrapped around ancient dead bones, and nothing of value there. Let's see, but that was the discovery. Now let's see what our danger is. Creature. Let's see what a creature is. Ooh, if it's undead, it's probably going to be the dwarf waking up. That's what I think. All right. So +2 for dungeon. Okay, 5, 6, 7. A beast. Ground beast. 54. A snail. It's a giant snail. Maybe it was a giant snail that killed it. Okay, is this a giant snail? I mean, not really encountering a lot in this dungeon so far. Do we need a giant snail? I think maybe we do need a giant snail. A big, nasty giant snail. Let's see, do we have a snail? Do we have giant snail? Let's see. What would be a good thing to make a giant snail out of? Ooh, a large leech. Something like that. Oh, well, there's a chameleon snail. 2-foot tall snail. Oh. Okay. Sure. And these guys are pretty nasty. All right, so as they are in this room, they are, we'll just use that person as the dead dwarf. They're looking around. They're not seeing anything. But there are chameleon snails. They're camouflaging and they're poisonous. All right, so they're 2-foot tall snails with prized color shifting shell. Scavengers that sting its foes and hides, waiting for poison and hides if threatened. Let's see how many there are in this chamber. Oh, it's a horde of them. Uh-oh. Oh, that could actually be kind of bad. $18 of these things. Goodness. All right, so they wandered in, and I'm going to guess that these things probably, you know, this is some kind of lair for these hidden hidden foes here. Let's see. Yeah, they're nearby. So they are camouflaged and poisonous. All right. Well, let me go ahead and work those guys up because they are obviously not going to let our heroes get away with intruding. And these guys, they're poison. That's going to be and their shells are very, you know, they have a pretty high armor class too. All right, chameleon, snails. All right, let me go ahead and set it up, and I will be right back. Well, I don't have 18 snail-like miniatures, but I do have meeples. I've got lots of meeples. I was actually considering using meeples instead of the miniatures because it might be a little more visible to see on there, but so these meeples are going to represent our 18 chameleon snails. And it sounds silly, but this is like this is a deadly dangerous encounter right here. These snails have a very high armor class, and they have poison, which is the you know, the bane of adventurers forever. And I think probably what's going to happen is, you know, they walked in, and the snails, they have color shifting shells. So the characters, when they first start, they're looking around. They just look like stones in the cave. They don't really see anything. But in the chameleons, you know, the chameleon snails, if they're threatened, they hide. So they're not really moving, but they do. Oh, they sting and hide. I mean, it's you know, it's a food source for them. So now they only move slow. I guess the question is, does anybody notice them? Does, you know, does someone say, what are all these strange rocks? Does anyone notice? Oh, okay. Okay, so lucky for them. You know what? I'm going to say that Tristan actually that Tristan notices, and he says, "What are these strange rocks?" And he takes his staff and he knocks one over, and once it knocks over, he can see the bottom of the shell, and he's like, "Look out! What's that?" And everyone turns away from the dwarf, and they see that, and because he rolled a 20, I was kind of gonna give the snails, you know, like an ambush round or something, but because he rolled a 20 on that observation check, and it's funny because he's the level 0 guy. He's the hapless, helpless hopeless one. Well, I actually have two of those um, rolled up on that the character, the NPC mercenary creator thing. Um, and then everyone starts looking around and they're, look out, look out. And then they start, you know, in some of these the you know the chameleon shells, not all of them actually, you know, they don't recognize them all as being um, looking like rock. Some of them they just can't see at all because one, it's dark in here. Um, Actually, no, it's actually not dark because this chamber's open to the sky and um, it's cold, but it's not, you know, it's not dark in here. So they can kind of see them. Um, so I don't think they're not going to get ambushed. I'll put it that way. But they do start kind of moving slowly, and that kind of movement of so many can't be, you know, can't be hidden. Um, they're everywhere. We need to get out of here now. And they are everywhere, and they do need to get out of there now. Um, but we're going to. That's a lot of guys. Maybe they might not get through them, but there definitely are a lot of them. And that might be one. They're 2 feet tall, so they're, you know, that's a pretty good sized snail. That would be enough, especially with so many of them. So yeah, they're gonna get and roll. Let's see. Who's going to get the initiative? They don't get surprise, so the other team will at least, or the PC team will at least get a chance. But the orders are to run, run. There's just so many of them, and they're creepy. All right, so oh no. Okay, so they did great on the perception roll, and then fumbled their initiative, fumbled their initiative roll. So no, don't run. Get ready to fight. No, get out of here. And so now there's people arguing, and the snails get initiative. Um, Now they are scavengers, but there's a lot of food close by. So their move is close, and so that means that they're moving like 15 feet. And in the cave here, each square will be about 5 feet. Let's go ahead and square up the squares. This might be a bad one, everybody. Let's see. I don't know that. I mean, they're snails, right? So I don't know that they're necessarily going to go, you know, swarming like snail piranha. But let's see. I'm gonna let's see. I'm gonna say that one's out for at least a couple of rounds as it's trying to get back up on its, I don't know what they call that, foot, the snail foot. Um, all right. So I think we'll just have anyone that's close. We'll get one, maybe one snail try to attack them. If they had not fumbled, if they had not fumbled that roll, um, they might have had a better chance. Um, all right, well, let's just go down the line. All right, Lucas. Does Lucas get hit? 16. Yeah, I'm thinking he does. Let's see. So they are, what are they? They are Dex and Con. So they don't get they're level 2, so they get a +1 to hit. All right, so that's 17. I'm pretty sure that's enough to hit Lucas. Yep, just right there. All right, so Lucas is going to take. Lucas has been pretty lucky so far, but he's only got 5 hit points. 3. So he's going to take 3 hit points, and he's got to make a con save. But I think we'll do the con saves. I guess we'll do them. I don't really just most poisons, they don't really kill you like super immediately necessarily. But it's bad. It's bad. It's big bad Leroy Brown. All right, so he failed his con save. Let me look up and see what poison does. Well, he failed his con save, so he's probably toast. As the chameleons reaches out. All right. 10, 11, 12. Or no, +1, so it's 11. What is Zon? Okay, so he's got a. Oh wait, you know what? Never mind. Um, he's gonna crumple his. He's gonna let that thing leap onto his shield because he can't afford any. He can't afford to get stung by deadly poisonous things. So good thing he had a shield. All right, so that misses Zon. Let's see about Tristan. Oh no. All right. Um so that one, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so that one doesn't just reach out and sting, it reaches out and wraps around his leg and repeatedly stings Tristan. And he screams, ah, ah, no, 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 no. Let's see, I'll get a bonus. Well, he made his saving roll for the poison. But too bad the snail stung him all over. That was a good saving roll, though, but alas, poor Tristan. All right, who's next? It's on. Okay, boss. 15 armor class. He does not. Ursus, or Ursia. She's got 11 armor class. Okay, so she got lucky. Oh, and there's not actually one next to Our Lady. Should there be, though? I'm gonna let her go for now. All right, let's see about. Oh, boss already got missed. Seraph. Which one's Seraph? Oh, he's with the. Oh, he's with the halberd. Oh, okay. So that snail. That snail went running away. And Reese. Oh, and that snail went running away too. So. So they freaked out. Some stung. Some ran. Tristan, even though he made a 20 on his saving roll, this snail is got him wrapped up and is puncturing his leg and his hip and his groin and his stomach over and over. Like this snail is pissed off snail. Um, so let's see. Um, I think they need to run. There's no way that they're gonna get these guys. They're not gonna beat them, and they know it. There's too many. They're too strange. They don't even know. They can't even see half of them. Let's see. I'm looking for combat just as a reminder. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Triggering morale checks. Oh, yeah, they do need to do morale checks anyway, but they're gonna run. When the character, let's see. Flaying. When the characters, they discard their weapons. Okay, if they were engaged in combat. See, I don't think. Okay, let me look at movement. Basically, what I'm looking for is I don't remember how they do um, like attacks of opportunity for breaking combat. Um, I'm kind of so about that too, because you can fight and break combat without like just turning your back and letting yourself get hit. Okay, moving in anyway, let's see. If character finds itself within close range, it is engaged. Whilst engaged in melee, a character may move only half of its usual movement. For PCs, this means they may only move close instead of near. Okay. Once they are further than close, they are no longer engaged and can move normally again. Okay, so there's no break. It just limits how far you can move if you're engaged. So in this case, it's 3. If they're engaged. Let's see, those guys ran away, so they're not actually engaged anymore. He's engaged, but so he can only move 3. I don't know that that guy actually counts as engaged because they are snails. So, and they move pretty slow. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5. Out of my way. 6. Run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should probably, they're snails. They're snails, and they run away. They hide. So I'm just going to give everyone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I'm just going to give everyone their movement, and because they are snails and they are they're hungry, and these guys hide when they're threatened. None of them have died yet, but their prey is moving and running. So I'm going to say that I'm just going to make a GM ruling that that these guys just have to make, let's see, what's their morale? Because, of course, and they are hungry too. So they have to eat still. All right. So anyone that can get close. All right. Yeah, so they're trying to get out. They're breaking. All right. I'm just going to make a morale roll for like little groups of them. Okay, so these guys, they run away. But these guys here. Okay, no, they're hungry. They're hungry like the wolf. Okay. Oh yeah, she made it out already. And I'll say they're just following the lead. So basically, these 4 over here, they're the aggressive ones. They decided, look, I'm hungry. I know we're supposed to hide and everything, but at least let's sting them and see what happens. These guys are heading over to poor Tristan. All right, so next turn. All right. So basically just one more attack against these 4. Reese, a miss. That is, he's the halberd guy. Seraph, miss. Ursia, she's like the helpless hope. Oh, okay, well, all right. Yeah, she failed her thing too. All right, chameleon snail with a 20. All right, so she's running along, and this snail actually kind of comes along, and she trips on it, and she doesn't see it for a second, and then it rises up, and it jabs a barbed stinger right into her face. she can't even scream because he immediately follows over and follows and covers her face and constricts around as the poison starts to burn and burn. And one more for that guy. 14, and that is Bass, who has a 15. Oh, does Ursia? Oh, actually, hold on. Ursia has a helmet. Ursia has a helmet, so she's going to crumple her helmet and avoid that critical hit. Yeah, I'm going to let her do that, especially since she's on since she's on our team. So she falls and she trips. The snail grabs onto her helmet and she throws it away as the snail wraps around the helmet, continuing to she can hear the tink 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 of that barb constantly hitting the side of her helmet as it greedily, stupidly tries to consume what it thinks is her head, and she barely escapes. She's a level 0 person, so she's got one hit point. So she pretty much gets hit at all. She's done. But it takes off with her helmet, and they flee. They manage to get out, and they can hear in the distance the snails slowly making their way over to Tristan's body. Every now and then, they can still hear a muffled from him as he is consumed alive. Which, you know, most people, when they get eaten by animals, are alive. You know, well, if they get attacked and then eaten, they're alive. You know, they eat you alive. Predators eat their prey alive. They don't humanely kill them and then turn them into a sandwich, right? Lions, big cats. Ugh. You know, you see it. And aside, I don't know if you've seen those films, but the lions, you know, one of them grabs the neck of like the water buffalo or whatever, the Pumbaa, and it just holds it there. It doesn't even kill it. Doesn't even like break its neck out of mercy or kill it out of mercy. It just holds it in place so that the other lions can come in and tear it to shreds while it's alive. Nature is not nice. All right, so they flee. They flee out of Area 5 with the dead dwarf and chameleon snail nest. All right, so they're back in the the empty room of unknown purpose, and as they gather, the Morian is like, "We have lost 2 people to this God's damned cave. We need to go. We are not supposed to be here." And I'm going to give a roll. Let's see, who did I say was kind of running it? Was it Seraph, Zahn? Because, you know, on the one hand, you know, the more who die, the bigger your share. But let's see, they haven't got anything, and now 2 people. All right. Does she convince them that it's time to go, that this is not our mission, that we're not equipped or prepared to go exploring some ancient, haunted, cursed cave? 19. Let's see. 9. Yeah, okay. So that was kind of their morale, and between her and she does convince them, and she looks at, well, she doesn't necessarily want to threaten anyone right now, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I said Seraph. She looks at Seraph and says, "They are both dead because of your stupidity. You've been hired to obey me, to obey Lucas and I, not to go running off, leaving us in danger. Well, you came with because we would have been here." So they run back outside and they go to mount the horse. And Morian steps up and she smells something foul. And she opens up her saddlebag and just almost retches because it's full of imp shit. And she doesn't, I mean, they still don't know what it was. It was just some voice and it fled. Um, but they stop and scoop out. No one's helping her. They, so they stop and they scoop out the shit from the saddlebags. And they didn't kill a single one of those guys. All right. They scoop that out and then they make camp. And I'm just going to say that no creature wants to come near the stinky the stinky imp shit. So we'll say that the night is passed uneventfully. And we will call it there as they make their way into the hex with the farm. All right. I will see you guys later. Happy gaming.